whatever your role is in the meetings industry or the events industry, the ultimate goal of the events industry is to create an event for our clients. And they want to get something out of it. I'll talk about that in a second. But at that event, it is about people connecting and interacting and learning from each other and engaging with each other. And often in the events, the conferencing, the meetings organization side, we've just taken a step back from that. We'll create the environment, you do what you want to do. I really believe that the future of this, regardless of what your role is, whether you're a planner or a venue or an exhibitioner, whatever the case may be, your role in the industry is to help your clients to get their people engaging more with each other. Not waiting for them to do it, but helping them to do it. The third trend, which I'm not going to say too much about, is just that all the other trends I've been talking about are all going mobile. If you've got a website, is it visible on a mobile phone? Have you checked? It's just as simple as that. If you don't have mobile internet connection with your clients, you are falling behind, and you are falling behind fast. So what do we need to do as an events industry? Again, I don't know which part of the industry you are from. I don't know why you're at this conference in terms of being a venue or a supplier or an event organizer. So it's very difficult for me to give specifics now. But there are some key things that we need to do around our meetings. It irritates the life out of me whenever I come to events, and this event is one of them, where there isn't a power supply for my laptop every 10 meters. Must be. We must have more power supplies. We must have free internet access. You give me free water and the toilets are free, why can't I get onto the internet? It's a basic essential these days. The air is free in here, so should Wi-Fi be. These are the types of things as meeting professionals we need to be thinking through. How do you help your clients think through the concept of user-generated content for their next event? If you start asking these questions and engaging your clients at these levels, you will set yourself apart from the other people who are doing what you are doing. Twitter, Facebook are not just teenage toys. We can get a little bit, ooh, it's very exciting about it. There's a lot more behind the technology trend than maybe you thought of. So that's trend number one, technology. What are you going to do about the disruption that technology could bring to your industry? Where are you going to go to find the right answers around technology? This might be engaging young people, I mean very young people in your organization. It may also be about speaking to the craziest person in your company, the fruitcake, the nutcase, the person who's always twittering. Maybe, in fact, they have the answers you need in this space. That's for you to go and find out. Right, trend number two, the I in the tides of change, is institutional change. Big word, the institutions of society. Institutions in society are the structures of society, the ways in which we choose to group ourselves. Your company is an institution, our industry is an institution, the government is an institution. There are all sorts of institutions, from governments right the way down to the local football club, the local school. And almost every institution in the world right now is in difficulty, is facing some key crisis points. You can't think of an industry that isn't in turmoil right now. Let's start with the military, a big industry. The military doesn't know whether it's coming or going. Their budgets are about to be slashed, but they also don't even know how to fight the wars that they're fighting anymore. What does it mean to win in Afghanistan? That's part of the problem, isn't it? They don't know. They don't know what the end game looks like. I heard an interesting piece of information a few days ago. The last American fighter pilot who shot an enemy down, who shot an enemy aircraft down in combat, retired last year. America just has the best fighting machine in the world, so nobody fights them anymore. Nobody goes into the skies. If America starts attacking you with their airplanes, you just hide. You don't try and fight back because you can't win. But imagine you joined the military to become a fighter pilot. You watch Top Gun, you want to be Tom Cruise. You can't, because even the guy who's teaching you learnt it on the Xbox, because nobody who is currently in the military is doing it. But there are other industries that are in crisis. I mean, the post office doesn't know what to do in the future. And if they're on strike, well then, so now are the crews and the pilots of various airlines. The airline industry is in chaos. They don't know what the rules of success are anymore. The medical industry is about to be turned on its head. The United States accounts for half of the world's medical industry. And they're about to change everything with their new healthcare reforms. Let's not talk about the banks, because there's just so much that could be said about them, and normally I start swearing when I do. The problem is that when an industry begins to experience change, the instinct of that industry is to try and protect itself from that change. And that's likely to happen with the meetings industry as well. We've been massively hit by the economic downturn, but as the recovery happens, it's not just going to come flooding back in again. Clients, the corporate clients in particular, are going to be a lot more discerning about what they want out of their meetings, why they're going to a particular venue for their meeting, and how they want to structure their meetings. And this is going to affect everybody. Our response could be to try and protect ourselves, but that could end up restricting ourselves. What we really need is new rules, new structures. We need to understand what the new rules are. Again, it's difficult in a 45-minute keynote presentation to a general audience for me to be more specific at this point. So let me give you an example. Imagine you worked for Black & Decker. Black & Decker, the do-it-yourself company, probably the most iconic of all of their products is the hand drill. I wonder how many of you have a hand drill at home. I wonder how many of you love that hand drill. You see, I don't see that anybody who goes to Black & Decker or goes to B&Q and buys a hand drill actually wanted a hand drill. What did you actually want? Steady, there are a few naughty smiles in the audience. You can't go wrong with this example. But none of us really wanted a drill. We wanted a hole. But it is difficult to walk into B&Q, please, and say, I need 3 holes. The advertising campaign, if Black & Decker understood this, would be brilliant. Any hole, anywhere, anytime. But it's not drills we want, it's holes. Isn't that right? What's the best technology in the world for making holes? I mean, this is how Black & Decker do it, and they've got all sorts of engineers working on the materials that they use for their drill bits, on the engineering behind the actual drill itself to give you more torque and more power and less noise. And they've got thousands of people working on making a better drill. But you know what the best technology is for making a hole? A laser. Okay? Not one of these. These are tame, these laser pointers. But ramp this one up a little bit, and you could blast a hole. Not just any old hole, a hole that is precisely dimensioned, with no mess, no fuss. Boom! There it is. Black & Decker will never create that because they don't employ laser experts. Why would they? They're a hand drill company. The question that Black & Decker need to ask themselves is not, what do our customers buy from us? The question is, what do our customers do with what they buy from us? That's the better question. And if they asked that question, they'd start employing laser and hole experts.